You and your parents should have your 2015 federal income tax returns handy while completing this section.
But if you and your parents haven't filed taxes yet, you should use Estimates for now and update the FAFSA after you file taxes.
Here, select whether or not your parents have completed a 2015 federal income tax return. Remember, you may still proceed even if their tax return is not finalized.
Just use Estimates for now.
You can update it later.
If your parents have already completed their 2015 federal income tax return, they'll be presented with a series of questions that determine whether they can use the IRS data retrieval tool to transfer their tax return information from the IRS to your FAFSA.
If your parent selects no to all of these questions, your parent will be given the option to enter their FSA ID and link to the IRS.
Your IRS data is normally available within 2 to 3 weeks of filing your taxes electronically, or within 6 to 8 weeks of filing a paper return. However, if you still owe taxes to the IRS, your tax data and the IRS data retrieval tool will not be available until after the balance has been paid.
If you can use the IRS data retrieval tool, we highly recommend you do so. It not only simplifies the application process, but can also minimize the verification documents your school may ask you for later on.
If you choose to use the IRS data retrieval tool, you'll be notified that you're leaving FAFSA on the web. Click OK.
On the IRS website, enter the requested information. Be sure you enter all information exactly as it appears on the tax return and click Submit.
Once the IRS has validated your identification, your tax information will display. Click Transfer Now, and then return to the FAFSA website using the links provided. Please note that it is very important that you return to your FAFSA application to sign and submit it after using the IRS data retrieval tool.
It's as simple as that. Questions that are populated with IRS data will be flagged as transferred from the IRS. If you are selected for verification, your school may choose to use IRS data for verification purposes in lieu of a tax transcript.
The next screen will ask you to specify the type of tax return your parents filed or will file. Keep in mind that if you use the IRS data retrieval tool, many fields may already be populated.
Remember, you are required to provide information from both parents if your parents live together, even if they did not file their taxes together.
The following questions refer to items found on your parents' tax return or W-2s. Line numbers will differ depending on the type of tax return filed, so be sure to follow the instructions provided in Help and Hints.
Let's go through an example. This question asks for your parents' adjusted gross income, or AGI. Depending on the type of return your parents filed, the information may be located in different lines.
If your parents filed a 1040, their AGI is on line 37.
If they filed a 1040A, you'll find AGI on line 21.
Or if they filed a 1040EZ, it will be on line 4.
The next question on the FAFSA asks the amounts of your parents' wages in 2015. This information is commonly reported on W-2 forms received by your parents from their employers.
Next, you will be asked if either of your parents is a dislocated worker. This is someone who has lost his or her job, has been laid off, has received a layoff notice, or is receiving unemployment benefits.
Dislocated workers also include those who are self-employed but have been unemployed due to economic conditions or natural disasters, or are displaced homemakers. For more information about dislocated workers, refer to Help and Hints.
If you answer yes to the dislocated worker question, your financial aid office may ask for supporting documentation.
You may also be asked to specify whether your parents or anyone in your parents' household received federal benefits in the past 2 years. Please note that Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, is not the same as Social Security benefits. SSI is generally paid to persons with disabilities.
Depending on your answers to the previous questions, you may be asked whether your parents are eligible to file a 1040A or 1040EZ.
Parents that are self-employed, itemized deductions, or make over $100,000 are generally not eligible to file the 1040A or 1040EZ.
If you're not sure, it's okay to select Don't Know.
Continue to fill in your parents' tax return information on this next screen. Be aware, for question number 86, parents commonly report their income tax incorrectly. Only report the figure found in the field specified in Help and Hints. If your parents filed a 1040, their income tax amount is line 56 minus line 46. If your parents filed a 1040A, their income tax amount is line 28 minus 36. If your parents filed a 1040EZ, their income tax amount is found on line 10.
This series of questions asks for your parents' additional financial information and annual untaxed income. Make sure you read each line carefully and use annual amounts from 2015. Check all that apply and provide amounts.
Only report child support paid for children not included in your household.
Include college grant and scholarship aid reported to the IRS and taxable combat pay your parents received in 2015 only if they are reported in your parents' adjusted gross income.
Payments to tax-deferred pensions and savings plans are reported in Box 12 of your parents' W-2s. Make sure you only include amounts with the codes D, E, F, G, H, and S. Do not include amounts reported with the codes DD.
These items refer to amounts reported on your parents' tax return. Remember, line numbers will differ depending on the type of tax return filed, so be sure to follow the instructions provided in Help and Hints.
These questions are not found on your parents' tax return.
You should ask your parents if they receive child support, living allowances, veterans' non-education benefits, or other untaxed income such as workers' compensation or disability benefits.
Make sure not to include other untaxed income listed here.
You may then be asked if your parents' assets exceed a specific amount.
The amount is determined by other information you previously entered and will differ from student to student.
If you answer yes, you will need to provide your parents' asset information. The amounts reported should reflect values as of the date you filed your FAFSA.
Report the total current balance of all cash, savings, and checking accounts held by your parents.
This next question asks for the net worth of your parents' current investments.
Investments include any real estate owned other than the home in which your parents live, trust funds, money market funds, mutual funds, stocks and bonds, and CDs.
Parent investments also include education savings accounts such as Coverdell and 529 college saving plans, even if it is under the student's name.
The net worth of an investment is the current value of the investment minus the related debt of the property. For example, the net worth of a rental property is the current market value minus the mortgage debt owed on the property.
Do not include the value of the home in which your parents live, life insurance, or qualified retirement plans.
In this last question, report the net worth of your parents' business or farm. Do not include the value of a family farm if your parents live on and operate it.
Also, do not include the value of a business if it's owned and controlled by your parents and has less than 100 full-time employees.
Congratulations, the hard part is over. Repeat these same steps in the Student Financial Information section and then continue on to Step 6 for information on how to sign and submit your FAFSA.